Hey guys, Waterfowler41 here, and on today's perfectly picturesque fall Midwestern day, we got leaves changing, we got leaves on the ground, we got some rain from this morning. Let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, floor mats. And lately on the Ram forums, floor mats has been a hot topic because of Recall W63. So Recall W63 basically says that certain series of the all-weather floor mats in the Ram trucks were susceptible to the throttle or the gas pedal getting stuck on the floor mat. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So inside the Ram, these come with the all-weather floor mats, and if you look down here, you have these ridges. And what has happened, according to the recall, is somebody pushed down that gas pedal far enough, and it actually got stuck on the ridges behind it. So the ridges are tall enough that if you have the gas pedal in a certain position, they'll get stuck on here. So their temporary fix for now is to take a razor blade and cut up your all-weather floor mats. So now you got we got 4 holes underneath the gas pedal of my all-weather floor mats. And for me, I'm going into hunting season here. That is not something I want to have. We're going to compare those with the new floor mats released by LASFIT. So LASFIT is a company that's synonymous with LEDs. So if you follow my other videos, you know that I installed LEDs from LASFIT in, let's see, my third brake light, my interior, as well as the glove boxes. So we picked up a set of all-weather floor mats from them to kind of take over for my OEM floor mats on my Rebel that now have holes in them as a result of the recall. And the reason it kind of bugs me a lot here is I know it's a temporary fix, but Ram has yet to give us a ETA as to when those new floor mats are going to be ready. So going into hunting season, I don't want to have boots on. I don't want to be walking through any of this crap and then get in my truck, and now I have to worry about the fact that all this crap is going to get on my carpet through my all-weather floor mats. So let's go ahead and take the floor mats out of, or I guess let's do a kind of a quick one of the coverage that the all-weather floor mats provide, and then once we get the LASFITs installed, we'll do a comparison. So one thing you notice is with these all-weather floor mats, they definitely go up the side pretty well. That's nice. But again, because they're the OEM ones that were susceptible to W63, they are cut. But overall, these have performed well with the exception of that. So both the passenger and driver side front floor mats do provide that kind of sidewall coverage. Let's go take a look at the rear here real quick. So the rear floor mat is a two-piece setup. So basically one half of the truck is on this side, one half on that side, and then the mats basically hold each other in the middle with a seam there. So one side folds up over the other, you push it down, and the rubber holds itself together. So what you'll notice is from the posts that these mount on, they don't go too far back. So if I were to ever fold up my storage bin here, I don't have much coverage underneath here. And if you have a wet dog or a dog that is as sheddable as mine, so I have a Labrador, you're gonna get dog hair everywhere. Look at, I tried to vacuum and I still got dog hair up here. So that is probably the biggest noticeable difference between these and the LASFIT is the rear seats. The coverage that the LASFIT provide are much better than what these OEM all-weather floor mats. But again, we're gonna pull these out, do a side-by-side, and then I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are. So let's go ahead and get these OEM floor mats out and get them lined up next to the LASFIT ones and take a look at everything side-by-side. Okay, so let's take a look at the front floor mats first, and then we'll take a look at the rear floor mats. So we got the LASFIT down here, and then we got the OEM floor mats up here. Right away, the most obvious thing is the OEM floor mats have much more real estate, especially up the sidewall here. So you're looking at, this is the side that goes up the kind of the center console edge of it that covers more carpet than the LASFIT. So we can take the LASFIT driver's side one and literally drop it down on top of the OEM one, and you can see if it's in there. And the OEM one probably wins from a real estate perspective by about 2 inches. It looks like the LASFIT one does overlap the edge a little bit more on the side of the door or on the door sill side. But as far as the side here, it looks like OEM is going to go up probably 2 or 3 inches in that corner. Looks like the OEM one does have a little bit more real estate than the LASFIT one. And same thing on the passenger side. So again, it mounts the same. You don't have the exposed post holes. So on the OEM ones, you got the holes. On LASFIT, these are covered. So again, just another area where dirt could get through. But from a size perspective, the LASFIT is a little bit smaller than the OEM ones. So I guess from the front, maybe the Mopar ones win, maybe LASFIT wins. What do you think as far as the front floor liners here? All right, let's take a look at the rear floor mats here. So right off the bat, you're gonna see that there's a huge size difference between the LASFIT mat down here and the OEM all-weather mat. So let's go ahead and measure that because I'm kind of curious what that's gonna turn out to be here. So front to back, as far as coverage on the OEM mat, you get about 28 inches of coverage. Front to back on the LASFIT one, you're closer to 32 inches of coverage. And you get about, I think it's about 6.5 inches behind, or 6 inches behind the back post of additional coverage compared to the OEM mat. So I want to show you why this is important. And if you have dogs like I do, so Labradors, you probably know already why this is a big deal here in the back seat. So when we travel, our dog lays on the floor and you put everything away, and what happens is he rolls around on the floor and you see this. This is even after vacuuming. Because the OEM floor mat only comes up to here, you can see the line. You see all that dog hair that collects over there. And like I said, it's not the end of the world to try to vacuum it, but it really does suck to vacuum that stuff up. So let's go ahead and pop the LASFIT mats in here and see what sort of coverage wins we get. But first thing I'm gonna do is vacuum up all of this mess here. So with those LASFIT mats, one thing that they'll do is they'll cover more up here. And then I believe they also come back here pretty significantly, because remember, they mount here on the post and they actually have 6 inches behind there. So they'll probably end up somewhere over here with my amp. So what I'll do is I'll lift up the storage thing, try to slide them underneath and see if we can get everything situated down, take a look at how those LASFIT ones home in here versus the OEM ones. So I have the OEM mat on top of the LASFIT mat. And like I said, you get a couple more inches, so probably 4 more inches here compared to the OEM mat. And it comes farther back, so it's gonna cover up more carpet on the rear corners as well as that front that goes around the console, which is huge because I'm constantly trying to get dog hair vacuumed up out of there, and it's really hard to vacuum it up with the mat in place. So I constantly have to pull these out and I vacuum. But looks like the LASFIT rear mat is definitely the winner in this situation. Still up for debate on the front ones, but let's go ahead and get all the area vacuumed out and get the LASFIT ones in there and take a look at what they do. Alright, so the LASFIT floor mats are installed. They look great in there. So you can see the OEM mats, they left a line here basically because they went up maybe another 2 inches up on the sidewall here. But they provide excellent coverage as far as, covering over the sill and everything and back up underneath the seat as much as possible. Now, one advantage of these bad boys versus the OEM ones is I noticed that the sill side of these floor liners actually overlaps the plastic sill protector probably about another ½ inch. And the reason that's important is because this area right here with the other floor mats is where the other floor mats end. So essentially what happens is snow and all that crap will basically build up right here and then get soaked into the carpet. So with these, they go over that and then they're on top of the sill. So +1 for the LASFIT ones on that one, but +1 for the OEM mats as far as side coverage. So if that's a big deal for you, the OEM ones might be an option for you. But the LASFIT ones look great. They mounted excellently. Yeah, they look good. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rears, because the rears blew my mind. So here are the rear floor mats. Now, one thing to note real quick is I left these in the box right up until I installed them. One thing that I would highly recommend with any floor mats you do is pull them out of the box and let them warm up inside your house before you go to install them. Reason being, you'll see here, is the floor mat's kind of wavy from being packaged up because it's kind of folded up inside the box. So if you leave them out at room temperature, they flatten out much better. Over time, this will get better, but an easy way to expedite that is to open it up inside. But look at the coverage on this guy. So the LASFIT rear mat goes up underneath the seat right up until the air duct, and then, like I said, that problematic area where I was missing maybe 2.5 inches of mat here to cover the carpet, this goes right up to the center console as much as possible. And then the other spot that I said these kind of come to shine is the back here. So if you recall, the OEM floor mats basically ended right here and they left about 3 inches of carpet exposed. These go all the way back to that plastic. So really, in the rear of the truck, not 1 inch of carpet is exposed, which is helpful with dogs and kids. So there's kind of a whole view. Sorry about the glare here, but passenger side all the way over to the driver's side. And then as far as accessibility to your secret compartments here, you definitely have storage or access there just like you did with the OEM mats. And then once you go in and go out, pop that mat down. But these rears kind of blew my mind. These are nice looking mats for the rear. I mean, as far as coverage, not a speck of carpet is exposed. Let's take a look at the fronts one more time. Like I said, this is from being in the box, so ultimately that'll go down, but they look great. All right, we might as well take a look at the passenger side. So same thing, just like with the passenger or with the driver's side, you can see the line from my old floor mats, and LASFIT are a few inches below that, but they have that extra coverage on the sill side here to keep all that slush and all that crap from dropping down on the carpet. Go up about as high as you need it. You need it to go higher. Looks like it goes up as high as the OEM one because you can see the line there from it. And then passenger side in the rear, very much similar to the driver's side in the rear, but just a ton of mat coverage in the rear. So these are the way to go, especially for the rear section. But again, let me know what you guys think. Should I keep the LASFIT mats? What do you think about them? Do they look good? Do you think they'll cover everything? I'm gonna leave them in, see how they handle Midwest winter here, and Midwest hunting season too. But that said, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it.